Hi everyone, this is Smruti. Welcome to QA automation classes. And in the last session, we have seen how to identify the different HTML tags, right? So we saw the source code of the different web element and saw what are the different types of the HTML tags they are using. So today we are going to start a new chapter that is called as the locating techniques through the XPath locator, right? So what exactly is a XPath, right? So XPath locator is a locating technique basically, right? And it is a way of navigating in the HTML document. So by specifying the HTML XPath locators in the source page, you can identify a particular HTML web element, right? So basically we'll go and see the source code that has been designed for that particular web element, and we'll write the XPath for those web element, and in the entire DOM it is going to identify that particular web element with those attributes, right? So it is of basically of two types. One is the absolute XPath and another one is the relative XPath. Okay, so let me open. Okay, so I have this form, right? So here if you see, I have full name, email ID, phone number. These are all like your text boxes. Okay, so these are all the text boxes. So here in these text boxes you can give the some values, right? So here if you go and see the inspect and you see, okay, so here you can see the backend attributes, right? So here we can write the absolute XPath and the relative XPath, right? So what exactly is the absolute XPath, right? So absolute XPath is like when a web element is identified using the path from the root node to child node. Okay, so basically if you see, root node for everything is the HTML tag, right? So within the HTML tag everything is there. So root tag is the HTML, and then there are different other sub tags are there. Okay, so now if the your locator starts from the HTML tag and goes to till that locator, then it is called as the absolute XPath. So how to do it? So we can do something like this. Let's, okay, so here right click, say inspect. Okay, so here this is my full name. Okay, and this is the input text. Okay, right click, and here you can say copy. You say full XPath. Okay, and here if you put, so you can see it starts with HTML, then there is body, there is form, then there is input. Okay, so now it is nothing but your absolute XPath. Because why it is absolute XPath? Because the web element is identified from its root node, that is nothing but the HTML tag. Okay, so that is the absolute XPath. And the second one will be your relative XPath. So relative XPath is like the XPath, right? So you want to identify from the particular node or particular root node, right? So instead of the root node, you identify from the particular node. So here I see for the same full name, I can start from here also, right? So instead of writing all those HTML body form, I can delete them. I'll say /input 1, or I can give the name also here, like some unique attribute I can give, like let's say @id equals to, and here within the single quote give the value as name. Okay, so paste it over here. Okay, within the double quotes. So now if you see, it is identifying only one element. So this is what, like the name, full name field is identified with this XPath. So this is nothing but your relative XPath, right? So there is a difference between the absolute XPath and the relative XPath. Absolute XPath is when you start identifying the element from the root node, that is the HTML node, and you traverse through the intermediary nodes and reach that particular element. That entire path is called as the absolute XPath. But the relative XPath is, if you want to identify, let's say this full name I want to identify from this place only, from the input only, or maybe you can identify this full name with respect to this form, right? So you want to start from one point and go to that particular element, then that is called as your relative XPath. Okay, so there are different XPath functions what we are going to cover in the next class. Those are text, normalize space, then there is contains, following sibling, preceding sibling, and descendant and ancestors. Okay, so if you guys have any questions or any doubt, please put them in the comment section. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And please share these videos with your friends and colleagues so that they can also get benefited out of it. And if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe it. Thank you. Bye.